yafe hayom, Shabbat shalom. Ma yafe hayom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Boikala, 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 boikala. Boikala, 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 boikala. Lechadodi, likrat kala, pinei Shabbat nikavela.
Good evening, Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to our services. Glad to see you joining us this evening and being with us as we get toward the middle of summer. Sonny, we're going to have we'll get you to come up and get your crew to lead us in candle lighting. It would be wonderful. Page 2 in our prayer books. May the Shabbat candles that we now light inspire us to see justly and gently and to look honestly and with kindness, see what's holy in each other.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. Turn to page 4 in our prayer books, the bottom of the page. Hinei ma tov, how good and pleasant it is for us to be together.
It is so good that we are all here together on this Shabbat. So please take just a moment to say Shabbat Shalom or introduce yourself or say welcome or hello to somebody that's sitting nearby. Hine ma tov u'manayim shavet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shavet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shavet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shavet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim 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 shavet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov u'manayim shavet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim שבת אחים גם יחד.
As we turn to page 8 at the bottom of the page, we'll continue responsibly with our family prayer. May we never take for granted the gift of Shabbat as we sit nestled in the Rocky Mountains, sharing this humble moment with family and friends. May the satisfaction of celebrating Shabbat hearten our spirits. Let Shabbat peace bring quiet to our souls. Allow this time set aside for song and prayer to bring us closer together in thoughts and deeds. Become our place of devotion, glowing with reverence and filled with our tradition. May the end of this week encourage us to examine our actions. And let us look ahead toward the new week will be worthy of all of God's blessings. The top of page 8 as we welcome the angels of peace and join together Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzitchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And isn't it nice to come from St. Louis all those years, for 20 years, and never find a service? Now you come and we have services every Friday night. So we're glad to have you. You didn't quit on us. That's the good news, that you said we're going to find a service that's here. Well, page 12 at the top of the page, as they arrived in Jerusalem, the pilgrims looked up and saw Sinai. From where does my help come? As they looked up at those mountains. We'll join together, page 12.
Sinai el harim, me'ayin yavo Ezri. Sinai el harim, me'ayin yavo Ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai, oseh shamayim va'aretz. Ezri me'im Adonai, oseh shamayim va'aretz. Sinai el harim, me'ayin yavo Ezri. Sinai el harim, me'ayin yavo Ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai, oseh shamayim va'aretz. Ezri me'im Adonai, oseh shamayim va'aretz.
And as we travel back to the 16th century to the town of Sfat, it's the center of Jewish mysticism. That's where Shlomo Alkabetz composed the beautiful poem, Welcoming the Sabbath Bride. Page 16 at the top of the page, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, hishmi'anu el ha'miyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, Shemot Tiferet v'litchila la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha ki yehi mekor haberacha mirosh mikerem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshevat tchila la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela Mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzi mitohafecha rav l'shelem be'emet chavacha vehu yachmol alaychem la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela.
Bottom of page 18, we rise, face the rear of the sanctuary as we greet the Sabbath bride.
Boi v'shalom atzeret bala gam b'simcha u'b'tzola toch emunah am shegula boi chala la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikavela.
You may be seated. The top of page 21 as we continue with Psalm 92. It was first recited in the temple in Jerusalem on Shabbat, known as the Song for the Sabbath Day. We'll continue responsively at the top of the page 21. It is good to give thanks to you, O Lord, to praise your name through song, to speak in the morning of your loving kindness and your faithfulness each night. Music of the lute and harp, melody of the lyre, I'll sing with my delight. So we continue the bottom of page 20.
Sadikatamar yifrach ke'eres bavanon yiskeh shetuli beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim bera'ananim yihiu lehagim ki yashar Adonai Suri ve'lav latabo.
On page 23, when we read more about Just for Today, going back to 1921 in the Boston Globe, and as I started to look into it more, and it was a daily column by Dr. Crane. It was called Dr. Crane Says. And then this has been adapted now since I was in Minnesota the first time I heard it with my congregation, 1981. And the rabbi had been using it for years before that. And it just never changes. It's always wonderful. So I guess, Robert and Michelle, that's your turn. Page 23, if you'll lead us responsively. You can share it or read it together. You can be creative.
Just trying to solve the whole problem of life at once.
Just for today, I'll be unafraid of life and death, unafraid to enjoy the beautiful and be happy. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be.
Just for today, I will adjust myself to what is and not try to adjust everything to suit me. If I cannot have what I like, I will try to like what I have.
Just for today, I'll be agreeable, cheerful, charitable, do my best, praise people for what they can do, not criticize them for what they cannot do. And if I find fault, I'll forgive it and forget it. I'll try not to improve nor regulate anybody except myself.
Just for today, I will have a plan. I may not follow it exactly, but I will have one. It will save me from worry, hurry, and
It's like the
indecision.
voice of God all of a sudden came to us. That was wonderful. Okay.
Just for
Just for
today,
today, I'll get people off my nerves and not get on theirs. I'll appreciate them for what they do and what they are.
Just for today, I will not show it if my feelings are hurt.
Just for today, I'll find a little time for quiet to relax,
And to
realize what life is and can be. Time to think about God, get a better perspective of myself.
Just for today, I will look at life with fresh eyes and discover the wonder of it. I will know that as I give to the world, so the world will give to me.
Thank you. And as we turn to page 24 in our prayer books, we rise our call to worship and join together in the Baruch Hu.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la.
Seated. Page 28, we have the words taken from Moses and Joshua 3,000 years ago when they said, when there is darkness, we pray that God provides protection. Page 28 at the top of the page, we join together.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha avta, Amcha avta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta, Otanu lemadeta. Alakein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu, Uvkumeinu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki ehem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem nekeh yomam v'layla, nekeh yomam v'layla, ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. Ohev Amo Yisrael.
It was only last week that we saw the amazing sight of God's wondrous creations. And just going up on the mountain, which we'll be doing again in a few weeks, or tomorrow on the ranch, we're surrounded by beauty. Page 28 at the bottom of the page, so we'll continue responsively. As we join together on this Shabbat Eve, we take in the greatness of God's creations. As the snow melts from the mountain peaks on high, let our worries of the week flow away. And as the mountain springs give forth fresh water, let our souls feel refreshed. Creeks join streams and become the great rivers. Let our faith and love grow. And as we stand in awe of the great beauty of the Rocky Mountains, let our faith in God increase and renew. And let this Shabbat be a time of peace. Page 30 at the top of the page as we join together in the Shema.
Shema Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu,
Adonai
Echad,
Baruch Shem Kivod, Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
The prayer of Hashkivenu has really become the prayer that is recited in Israel for the hostages, that in the words we see that we seek peace and comfort and shield us from hatred, destruction, so much that plagues the corner of our world. Shomer Yisrael, guardian of Israel, we call out to you with prayer to protect the men, women, and children brutally kidnapped by Hamas and held captive in Gaza now for 281 days. Along with the members of the Israel Defense Forces, missing in action or held captive. Well, may it be your will speedily and soon to bring them out from darkness and the shadow of death. Give continued strength to the IDF to do all that must be done to deliver them from danger and back to the loving embrace of their dear ones. So may the verses from Isaiah be true. Those delivered by God will be returned, and they will enter Zion with everlasting joy. The top of page 34.
Shelter us in place, shelter us in peace, shelter us in love, shelter us in love, shelter us in place, shelter us in peace. Shelter us in love, shelter us in love. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu l'shalom. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu l'shalom. Shelter us in place, shelter us in peace, shelter us in love, Shelter us in love. Shelter us in place. Shelter us in peace. Shelter us in love. Shelter us in love. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu Lishalom. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu Lishalom.
Taken from the book of Exodus, the prayer of Vishamru that we recite talks about the biblical command to guard the Sabbath. Middle of page 36 as we continue, Vishamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת שבת וינפש שבת שבת וינפש שבת שבת וינפש.
There are those in our community who are in need of healing of body, mind, or spirit. If you have a person in your life in need of healing, please feel free in just a moment to share their name aloud. As we move about the sanctuary, page 38 at the top of the page as we continue with our prayer for healing. Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and let us say Amen.
We offer these blessings for full healing to Ronnie Baker, Gail Balin, Sue Beiser, Dennis Deutsch, Carol Ann Finn, Jane Friedman, Deborah Goldman, Mark Grabowski, Lori Hellman, Mike Herman, Jody Israel, Raea Ivri, Donald Jaffe, Harriet Jaffe, and Mary Sue Katz, Herman Keek, Judith Landau, Pam Lessing, and Renee Myers, Stephen Reese, Bill Silvers, B. Sklarowitz, Dina Stempler, Donna Weinstock, Jerry Weinstock, and Mickey Winokur. Thank you.
Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We'll turn to page 40 and rise as we continue with the Reader's Kaddish.
Yitkada ve'itkada shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divra kirtei ve'amlich malchutei.
B'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uv'izman kariv.
Ve'imru.
Amen. Yesh me'rabam mevarach. Alam ulameo maya yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'ishtabach. Yitpar v'yitzromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shemei dekudsha.
Rechu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata.
Tushbechata v'nechemata tamid ram bialma.
Ve'imru.
Amen. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Top of page 42 as we continue, and then silently through page 57.
Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Adonai svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha.
May be seated when you've completed the Amida. God is my source and my strength, my courage, and has become my deliverance. Taken from the book of Exodus, O Ziv Zimrat Yah, we turn to the back of our prayer books, page 74.
O Ziv Zimrat Yah, Vad Yahi.
Yeshua, Ozi, Bezimrad Yah, Vayehi, 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 Yeshua.
Thanks, Cantor Daddy.
Seems like a lot of cantors are getting out of the heat and coming here
Yeah.
to cool off.
Yeah, we get
And
to borrow a lot of them. Thank you.
Visiting from Atlanta, we're glad to have you with us. Well, the author Tom Clancy once wrote that the good old days are now. You just have to think about it. Well, 50 years ago, gas prices were 53 cents a gallon. Average family income was $11,000. A new home sold for $35,000, and seatbelts were not yet mandatory. But if you were a draft-age male, you were about to be sent to Vietnam, or if you cared about clean air and clean water, it was common that raw sewage was being dumped into our local rivers. If you're elderly, senior citizens were the poorest age group in the nation. And if you were sick, it was most heart surgery or cancer treatment, hip and knee replacements. Those were all things of the future. If you wanted to be healthy, well, smoking was commonplace, officially not yet declared as the cause for cancer. If you wanted to live a long life, the lifespan of the average American was a full decade shorter than it is today. Now, this all ties into the common theme that we have in our Torah portion this week, where the Israelites are wandering through the wilderness, and they're just complaining daily. And what are they complaining about? The past. The past was better than the present. So recently they were freed from slavery, and they tried to adjust to that uncertainty of freedom from the very moment to the redemption at sea. Well, they yearned for the clarity of the past. They complained, they grumbled, they even rebelled. There was lack of water, and they didn't like the variety of food in their diet. Every day they cried out, life was better in Egypt. And then it turned to the melodramatic, and they say, "Oy, if only we had died by the hand of God in the land of Egypt. Why, Moses, did you bring us from Egypt just to kill us?" I hear that all the time. Well, over time, kvetching turned to yearning, and yearning to return. And what were they doing? They were romanticizing about the past. They remembered Egypt for what it was good with good food. We had fish, we had cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. All this is written in our story. They were comparing life as a slave in Egypt with freedom in the land of Israel. And their short memories allowed them to forget the past. Well, no one likes to be reminded about the failures and the pains of the past, and our minds go to great lengths just to cover it up of those things that we would rather forget. We instinctively want and, often need to restructure a little bit of the past and what we remember in ways that allows us to just be able to move forward. There are some things, though, that need to be remembering. There's a midrash, which is the way of talking about the stories in the Bible that are not mentioned but explained by the rabbis. There's a midrash that talks about the Ark of the Covenant that they were carrying for 40 years. It contained not only the 10 Commandments received on Mount Sinai, but the remnants of the first set of tablets that Moses had destroyed. Just as the Israelites had to carry shattered pieces of the original set of commandments throughout all of their journeys, the lesson that they tell us today is so much we must carry the brokenness with us wherever we go. So our rabbis taught us that, well, in life, it's no good pretending that it never happened. Life brings us tears, they wrote, smiles and memories. They continued by saying the tears dry, but the smiles fade, and the memories will last forever. So if there's one thing that we Jews have learned and embraced, I think it's really the holiness of remembering, whether it's each Shabbat, Yizkor, or whenever our opportunity arises. And this is the essential part of the biblical story. Some things must be remembered, exactly for what they were. And Moses reminded us that memories, while important, well, they take us back to another time. The good old days, well, perhaps for some, but it's dreams, and it's dreams that move us forward. Amen. Well, I kind of think we're running a marathon here with all these programs and details of what we have, and I'm not going to go into them except for what our president doesn't mention. But there's so many things that we have coming up, not only this, but tomorrow when we'll be out at the ranch. And I'll let you go through yours first, and then if you haven't taken one of these, please do. Our president of our congregation, Stephen Wellens. It's like tag team for the marathon right now.
Shabbat Shalom. It has been very busy. Quick story. I read an article in the Vail Daily about a week ago. I saw an ad in there. They were looking for a young, youthful voice, very powerful, must have a lot of energy. And then Michelle said she was going to the carnival to sing, the rodeo to sing God Bless America. And I'm thinking, I hope they don't recruit her to be the carnival barker, because that would be just a waste of your talent. Well, luckily you stayed with us and where you belong, so we're glad to have you back tonight. We do have a lot going on. Tomorrow is a very special day. It's kind of the rounding down of the end of our IDF soldiers that have been here with Bishvil. They're out at Russell Molina's ranch. A lot of us will be out there for Shabbat tomorrow morning, sponsored by the Cass family. It's an amazing place, but these are amazing individuals who, you know, they've gone through the same things that our soldiers have, but yet now they're going through it again. These are all officers. They're amazing young men. They were with us on the mountain. So if you're going to be there tomorrow, I think you're going to have a great day. July 15th, we have a program sponsored by the Vail Symposium. Rabbi Abraham Cooperman will be here from the Simon Wiesenthal. So if you haven't signed up for that, please do so. Pickleball, Sharon would kill me if I didn't mention it. Pickleball on the 16th. We've got a pickleball event. Sign up if you want to participate. July 23rd, we've got Ted Deutsch here, who's going to be talking about anti-Semitism, and I think it's going to be an amazing program. So look at the bulletin, go on the website, sign up if you want to participate. July 30th, we have an amazing movie coming. Blessed is the March. Rabbi's been talking about a little bit about it over the last few weeks. So if you haven't signed up, sign up. It will sell out. I think we have 150 or so seats there. And last year we had an event at the theater, Riverwalk, and it was sold out immediately, and it was really well received. August 3rd, got another mountaintop. We expect to see another 600 people on top of the mountain. I think it's going to be a great program. I think Michelle's got some entertainment planned for us. It will be amazing. August 7th, we're going to have Mug and David here with the ambulance and one of the motorcycle ambulances. We purchased 3 of them out of donations from the synagogue. We purchased 3 of them for Israel. We're going to have one outside so you can bring your grandkids, bring your kids. You can take a picture next to the motorcycle. It'll be down by the river. I think it's a really nice thing, and Paul Krasnow did an amazing job in spearheading raising over $100,000 to do that. So we've got a lot going on. There's probably 50 more events on here, and I know Janet's looking at me. I know I missed something, Janet, you wanted me to say, but there's just too much. Janet does an amazing job putting this together. Please read it. Please sign up. Please participate, and thank you all for your support. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. One thing which we try to highlight is that we have 5 o'clock before every single service and every single program, we're teaching CPR. If you don't know how to, it's not that difficult, but it's something you have to know. It's life-saving. So I know you had some tonight, and we'll just keep doing it until everybody has a chance to learn how. the speakers just keep on coming. We have Rabbi Abraham Cooper next week from the Simon Wiesenthal Center, a co-founder of the Simon Wiesenthal Center in Los Angeles, the Museum of Tolerance. And it took us 2 years to get him here, and they already have almost 300 seats that are sold for this. And then we also have just found out today that from FIDF, Friends of Israel Defense Forces, there's a major general who's been traveling around 36 years. He was responsible for putting up the wall that goes around the south of Israel. He's the big cybersecurity guy. He's going to come talk to us also right before Mountaintop. And he's coming with a friend. She's the 2021 Miss Israel. And you think, well, we're just bringing her. No, she's a medic in the army and just got out of Gaza. So we're going to hear her story as well. And then they'll come up on the mountaintop with us and lead us all in Hatikva the next day. And you have your major program that...
Yes, our big the album release concert for the album that Colleen and I wrote, that I was in the studio 7 hours today laying down vocals for, is happening on August 14th on top of the mountain. Check your emails. There will be information. We're asking people to please RSVP before that. Usually we don't ask for an RSVP before Mountaintop, but you guys cost us a lot of money at the last Mountaintop by not bringing your Epic passes, and we know that a lot more of you have them than brought them. So please bring your Epic pass to Mountaintop. Please bring it, because we don't really need to be spending like $4,500 on passes. We're happy to sponsor them, but if you have one, bring one. And we have 6 musicians, all of these amazing contemporary Jewish artists that are coming to the concert. And also for August Mountaintop, we got banjo, we got violin, we got drums, all kinds of things.
It was so good on that Friday night when we did the Bluegrass Shabbat. I turned and I said, we got to do that one again.
Rabbi's like, bring them back.
So we're going to we'll do it on the mountain, and it's really amazing. It'll just be fantastic. But last one to talk about is the B'nai Vail Academy that's on August 8th coming up. It starts in the morning. There's 2 sessions that you can choose from, and we have some really big people coming again for this. The head of the ADL for this Rocky Mountain region is going to talk about how to talk to your children and grandchildren about anti-Semitism, and he'll be doing that. And we have also teaching strudel. Thank you. That's a popular one. I like eating it, but I know. Well, we're just going to keep eating strudel. And we have biblical yoga and teaching Sephardic salads, and also from Stand With Us. I don't know if you know about them out of Israel. It's an incredible group, and they're out of Denver, and the head of that is going to be coming again for the region to talk about anti-Semitism, which is so prevalent of what we're seeing. So this Magen David Adom that you talked about, where we're going to park an ambulance in front of the chapel, and I have said, you got to put up a sign, so they wonder, why is there an ambulance still sitting there? So we're going to have an ambulance in the front, a motorcycle on the creek, and anybody can not only stand, you can sit on it, they said. And it's one of ours that we support for Israel. So take this with you. There's much more than I could possibly mention. Is there anything else to highlight? I think
we're about to bring, because B'nai Vail doesn't just happen in the summer, we have year-round programming, and we are about to bring 7 educators from B'nai Vail to New Cage, this Jewish Educators Conference that's happening in a couple of weeks, and it's our first time kind of bringing a whole group of educators with us. A lot of them are teens. It's very exciting. We're excited to have them so excited to continue to stay involved and in their Judaism and in their Jewish leadership, and it's going to be an amazing experience. We're bringing them all to San Diego.
And last but not least, the CEO of American Jewish Committee is going to be coming here as well, and he's going to be we're going to have a breakfast and kind of a Q&A with him, and he's an incredible person who runs an amazing organization. Lifelong Jewish pro-Israel activist, and he's the head guy. So we have really some very, very exciting programs that are coming. Well, let's return to our prayer books, page 60 as well. Rise and join together, Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'teit gidula le'otzer bereshit, shalo asanu k'gayei ha'aratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shalo sam chalkeinu kahem, ve'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai, Lemelech al kol ha'aretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo,
At this moment, in memory of our loved ones who are no longer with us, we join hands in love and remembrance. A link has been broken in the chain that bound us once together. Its strong bonds of love within the home hold us one to another. In solemn testimony to that unbroken faith which links the generations one to another, we call to mind those whose yahrzeit we observe this month. Fred Allen, Joan Barr, Gerda Berendt, Janet Brown, Harry S. Bush, Goldie Cohen, Morris Cohen, Thomas Daniel, Mark Ettinger, Pauline Ozerski, Seymour Fetter, Faith Hermansky, James Gaynor, Arthur Glickman, Beryl Fine-Goldstein, Harry Goldstein, Joseph Guss, Barbara Gutzman, Kenneth Hertz, Judith Ann Huckman, Arnold Hodis, Stephen Reed Hoff, Eric Joss, Stuart Camber, Selma Cohn, Ida Laborowitz, Norman Lansman, George Lerner, Robert Lutweiler, Betty Levin, Estelle A. Marks, Herman Moore, Joellen Moltak, Jeremy Isaiah Narenberg, Gertrude Palico, Harry Pass, Ruth Plotnick, Pedro Prince, Edna Corton, Max Rappaport, Regina Resnick, Regina Scherf, Stephen Bruce Schneider, Khadja Helene Schimmel, Neil Schur, Myrna Sigmund, Ellen Rhoda Solomon, Jay Sosland, Barry Spitzmiller, Jacqueline Steinberg, Walter Wolf, Jody Rubel, Jürgen Yashik, and Joel Zeslowski. If anyone else is observing yahrzeit this month. The Mourner's Kaddish can be found in our prayer books on page 64. Those who wish may join with me as we say, Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. Chaye yomei chon v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, bagalav v'zman kariv v'imramein. Yehe shmei rabba mivarach, ve'olamo me'omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Ve'elah min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imramein. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imramein. Oseh shalom b'imromav, huya seh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imramein. May be seated. Some of you, when you come for our service on the Saturday morning or holidays, notice that the Torah rollers have taken a beating. We carry them up the mountain, out to ranches, and after these 10 years, we're replacing the Torah rollers. And I forgot what the date is on it, but check your calendars. It's a pretty rare a moment where we just have the scroll, and we have the new rollers, and we sew them back onto the new rollers, and everybody gets a chance to do some stitches. So we hope you'd like to join us for that. Page 66, a surprise Adon Olam.
It's a surprise to me too. What should we do for Adon Olam tonight?
What's
do you
the
think?
holiday? No holiday. Luckily, Georgia is not playing anyone in football.
It's your turn. What do you want, Sonny? Sunrise,
Oh,
sunset.
yeah, that's a nice one. Okay. Page 66.
Adon Olam asher malach, B'terem kol yitzir nivra, לעת נשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא. והוא היה והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארו. והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו להכבירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית. ולא העוז והמשרה, ולא העוז והמשרה. והוא אלי וחי גואלי, בצור חבלי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי. מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא. בידו אפקיד רוחי, בעת תישן בעירה. ואם רוחי גוויעתי, אדוני לי ולא אירא. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the days. Seedlings turn overnight to sunflowers, blossoming even as we gaze. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years, one season following another, laden with happiness and tears.
Good choice.
That's a good
Thank
one.
you.
I like
Let's
that.
rise for a closing blessing. Adonai oz li'amo yitain, Adonai avarecha tamo v'shalom. May the Lord grant strength unto his people and bless all peoples with peace.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Borei
borei pari
pari
hagafen l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avot.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Save that one for tomorrow.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Thank you so much.
Can you do a Don Olam to, somebody?
To many things.
Do you know the version that they do from Hamilton?
Oh, the Adonu la Moshe Malach B'Adon Goyitzinu. Yeah, I heard that one though. In what is that Park Avenue Synagogue
Yes.
cantor does? Yeah. It's so good. I love that. Yeah, I love the fly by the seat of my pants at Don Olam's. I've gotten some fun ones. I've gotten tripped up a few times, but usually I can manage something okay with the Don Olam's. Thank you. I have done sunrise, but not many times, but Sunny loves